Hello, Tarot Tube, and welcome tarot lovers as well as role-playing game funsters. This video is to be used for creating a character for a role-playing game. Now specifically, I'm making this video for the Ritual Society group. I'll be running a role-playing the tarot game for them in a couple of months, and not everybody knows how to do it, so this is the first helpful video on how to create a character. So if you're not familiar with the tarot, get out a tarot deck. You need a tarot deck to do this. Why did I not say that at the beginning? You need a tarot deck to do this. Make sure you have your guidebook nearby. If you're not super familiar with how the tarot deck is arranged, constructed, it has three parts. It has the majors. It has court cards, which are very much like the court cards in a playing card deck. And it has the minors, which are like all the numbered cards in a playing card deck. Tarot was originally a playing card game that evolved into having other uses. So that's why we've got this structure. So what I want you to do is I want you to get your guidebook at hand. Like I said, it can be any deck at all. The first time I created a character this way, I used The Way of the Panda, and I said that my character was from Panlandia. There we go. Said that right. Okay, so go ahead and hit the pause button, separate your deck into these three sections: court cards, majors, and minors, and then come back when you're done. Okay, we are back. So the first step that you have when you're going to do this, you're going to put your minors to the side. You're going to take your majors. You can put them all the way to the side. You do not even need these for this part of our activity. Take your court cards. So these are the kings, queens, knights, and pages, sometimes named differently depending on what deck you're using, but that's the traditional names. And we're going to pull a card. Now, I often do not consider gender really when I look at these cards when I'm reading for tarot. But in this case, we're creating a character and we're going to go ahead and go with the gender, what's presented in these cards. So your character will be presenting this gender. All right? So let's grab one. You can shuffle it. You can just spread it out on the table like this and pick one up. However you like to do it, just get one. And I've got the King of Chalices. So this is going to embody the basic characteristics of my character. My character is going to be male presenting. He's a king. Look at this. I love this deck. It moves. See the water going back and forth. And this is the King of Chalices. So just in a very general way, this is going to be a ruler. He's going to be sort of at the top. And he is going to be the master of his emotional life. So now go to your guidebook, your little white book, whatever you've got. And what we're going to do is you're going to take a look at this and you're going to get some basics about this character. And you can go literally, I'm trying to find it, here we go. You can go literally with what's in the book. Oh, it's arranged this way, sorry. Different books have it different ways. You can go literally with what's in your book, or you can just use that as your jumping off point. So in this book, because this deck is built for role-playing games, we get some keywords that would be more specifically geared towards a particular character. So let's look at the upright keywords we get for this fella. Emotional stability, diplomacy, devotion, tolerance, and counseling. So when he's, in his positive role, that's what he's going to have. However, reversed, like when he's not behaving to his best, he could be manipulative, he could have emotional repression, he could be dominating, insensitive, and have a temper, a little anger management problem. So there's going to be a description, so that will give you more information about the kind of character they might be. So you're going to put that one right in the middle. At this point, you may want to give your character a name. That's a possibility. Excuse me. Good thing this is a draft video. Now you're going to take your minor cards and mix those up however you want to. These are a little too thick for shuffling. So I'm going to put on the left side, I'm going to put a strength that this character has. Excuse me. And on the right, I'm going to put a weakness. So here's a strength, and here's a weakness. So it's interesting, I got two, this is a water sign, and I got two earth sign cards on either side of it. So this particular king of chalices or water, excuse me so much, he's pretty well grounded. He's got all this earth stuff. So his strength, this 6 of coins, this is saying that he's actually pretty generous. He, it's nice to illustrate it in this card. Let's see what moves. Oh, it's her dress is flowing in the coin. Look at the coins going back and forth. All right, so he's generous. Because it's a water, it may be that he's emotionally generous as much as material world generous, but he's going to be generous. That's a strength. Now in the weakness position, we got this 8 of coins. Now you can see that this character is working hard. Look, his hammer's going. He's working hard. He's creating things. So if his weakness is creating things, that means he may sometimes be too absorbed as a weakness. He may be too absorbed in whatever he's building. So that makes sense, actually. If he's so involved with what he's building, then it is going to draw away from being generous because he's too busy building and, gaining assets and working and making things. So that works. So now we have just some basic information about this character. Now we can do a step 2 with this guy. Let's just put this up here, and we can try to get some information maybe about what's going to happen, excuse me, at this moment in the game, the campaign, the session. The people that I'm making this video for, it's just a one-shot. So this will give you some information about where you've been, what's happening now, and what could happen in the future. So we're going to use that classic past, present, future spread now. So past was the 10 of chalices, present is the 2 of coins, and the future is the 7 of coins. So just a very traditional, straightforward way of reading these would be, and again, if you're not that familiar, just pull out your book, look at the keywords. If you're in the Ritual Society, you have got a chart in your planner that with keywords, you can use that. But just sort of looking at it very quickly. So our king here is coming from a place of happiness, where he was with his family, his community, everything's good, the rainbow, it's all lovely. Let's see what this one does. Look at that rainbow. So much fun, and the dancing kids. Okay, so that's what's in the past. So he's probably feeling pretty good. That's what he's just coming from. Now, in the future, or in the present, what he's going to be experiencing during our gameplay is this 2 of coins, trying to balance things out. He's trying to balance out. And that actually kind of goes back to this, in a way, because here we've got being generous and building and creating assets. So he's trying to balance that out. That's where he is right now for the session. And what might happen in the future. So maybe this is a concern for him, or maybe it's going to happen during the session. It's something that's about to happen. And here we have the 7 of coins, which is when you stop to evaluate and see what's going on. So that would imply that at some point in the future in this gameplay, this character is going to just need to stop and consider, not be taking so much action. So overall, it doesn't really look like you're going to play this character in a way that's really active. He seems more, you know, trying to keep things in balance, not doing a lot of stuff. Now he may, that's possible, you could change, but this is just sort of your building your character. That's the base that you're going to build that character with. Now I thought I would go ahead and do it with a second deck of cards so you could see this thing again. So if you want to try it with the second deck of cards, then you're going to want to go ahead and pause the video and then get your cards and separate them out and then come back. So I'm getting my cards now. So the second deck I decided to play with here is this. It's this deck. It's a Lllewelyn deck, and it's called Tarot of the Dragons. Very colorful. Nice deck. And it's got a really big book that it comes with. All right. So here's our divided up. We've got our court cards, we've got our minors, and we have the majors. Remember, we're going to take our majors and put them to the side. We don't need them for building a character. First step, we're going to pull out the court cards, and we're going to pick one. So let's see what we get. We got the Page of Swords. So I like to think of the pages as sort of the students. They have a young energy, they're eager, they're learning, but they don't have a lot of experience. So our dragon is going to be sort of young. The page is typically a male character, but you could go either way with this one, right? So, and swords is the energy of air or intellect and words. So you could pretend any number of things that would work for this character. I'm going to pretend that this character is a student, likes to read books because they like to communicate well. That's the little story I'm going to build about them. Now I'm going to take my minor cards and we're going to flesh this out a little bit. We're going to do our strengths and weaknesses. Let's get a nice clear area. So we're going to do one strength and one weakness here for this Page of Swords. All right, a strength and a weakness. All right, so we've got 2 wands here. Now, wands is the suit of fire. Just in general, I like to think of it as, you know, creative movement, pushing towards your passion, whatever that might be. That's just my general interpretation. So, as a strength, we have the 2 of wands, and here is our dragon holding up the globe, and the dragon is watching. There's a decision to be made. So we've got the 2, right? That's a strength, is being able to stop and evaluate and think through and being in touch with what it is that you really want as well before you make a decision. And then here we've got the 5 of wands. Now the 5 of wands is a conflicty kind of thing where you are, see how the dragons are fighting, but it's kind of playful fighting. Probably nobody's going to get really seriously hurt. So the weakness is of this character may want to, let's say, engage in, play devil's advocate or something with the rest of the party. Like somebody comes up with an idea, this character is going to say, well, I don't know if we should do that. How about if we do this? You know, just a little bit of bickery, not so agreeable. So there we've got a strength and a weakness. Now let's move on to the second thing that we did, the past, present, and future. And let's find a real quick little story for this character, where they're coming from, their past, their present, and their future. All right, so here we go. This is nice. So we've got the opportunity here for you to create a sort of tragic, even traumatic backstory for this character. Some kind of heartbreak has happened for this this character. And that's, you get to make up that story yourself. That's kind of fun, right? The present, here things are going really great. So that's kind of funny because it plays off in a weird way with this one. But as you're coming into your gaming session, getting along with the party, right? So hopefully this is kind of a temporary thing or something you can work with. But here, getting along with the party, yeah, just really melding well with the other players. And here we've got in the future, the Six of Wands. This is an interesting Six of Wands. Look at this. He's like got the little guy. So this would look like, I'm going to step away from the traditional RWS meaning of the Six of Wands and say that in this one, the future, I think we have the implication or the possibility that our character is going to be good in battle, going to be able to pick somebody up and get them out of danger, or maybe grab the bad guy and cart them off someplace, and that the other party members are going to really appreciate that. So that is the second one. I hope that this gives you some good ideas of how to build a character. So if you were going to make a little sheet that had your spread for this, you have a court card here, which is your main character. Then you're going to draw minors. You're going to have strength, a weakness, past, present, future. So that's a little spread for building a character. If you have any ideas of how I could explain this, make it more clear so that I can do a second video that looks great, please put it in the comments below. Just trying to help people enjoy the game. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.